LDBC, this is your boy, the Coach Show, live on the Coach Show, live. Okay, folks, man, who would ever thought that one man could cause a movement? I call it a movement. You know, I got this, years and years ago, when I was in my teens. When Deion Sanders went to the Dallas Cowboys, he got traded. Man, I had tried so hard to find this card, this Deion Sanders card. I was looking all over, and I could never find it. But you know what? I'll be damned. The internet is something, isn't it? Well, the internet is something. You can find a lot of things that you're looking for. But I looked, man. I searched everywhere I could, every single store. And, back in, 95, 96, you couldn't really, the internet, people wasn't buying stuff offline, okay? It wasn't like that. It was hard. Like, you had to search and search and search to find stuff. And I went to every store that I knew sold these cars. Couldn't find it. But who would ever think that this man right here, hell, I don't know if he even thought that he would cause a damn near worldwide movement. Guys, I'm going to tell y'all this. Deion Sanders, he's too big for Colorado. And I'm not saying that like he too big to coach for Colorado. But I'm saying Deion Sanders, the person, is too big for Colorado. This man has the persona to probably affect worldwide change. And he's doing it one day at a time. I was looking at Deion on Instagram, and man, I'm going to tell you something. He said something to me that it resonated. And it's like, he'll say something, like you hear a lot of his motivational speeches, and I like them. But then there's that one that it resonates with you as a person. Now, I don't know what resonates with you, but what resonates with me is when he told Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter said, hey, Coach, I got to play in the UFC game, okay? I'm not taking no for an answer. Deion told him, no. Your future is a lot brighter than mine. I love you, son. That resonated with me. Me being a coach, I've had to deal with kids on that level. I mean, I have kids living in my house right now. And I've always done that for the last 25 years for kids that can't function. But it resonated with me. And now I know that Coach Prime has a different mission. When you look through the chains and the shades and the bravado, when you look at the character of Coach Prime, I can see that he's trying to put these guys out here in the world, but he's trying to teach them some life skills and life lessons. Deion Sanders will tell you, he made a lot of mistakes. This man made a lot of mistakes. A lot. But you know what he's doing? He's teaching these young boys how to avoid these mistakes. He's educating them on different levels. Yes. He wants them to be football winners. Yeah, he do. But he much rather them have great character. And I was told by, one of my great coaches, Dale Stefano. He said, you can be a great athlete, but if you got bad character, you won't continue to be a good athlete. And man, those words have stuck with me for my entire life. And Deion Sanders has the exact same philosophy. It's crazy how you got all these coaches, now they're in collusion, right? They're in collusion to try to deal with Deion and get him out of there. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. But it's something, man, when you got a group of coaches and they hate your guts so much. And please, people, don't tell me it's not about race. Yeah, it's about race. When Nick Saban was on top and he was whooping everybody's ass, did they collude to get Nick Saban up out of there? Like, did these coaches get a phone call in the middle of the night? Hey, man, I got some videotape on this team. I'm going to send it over to you. This is what you got to do. And, of course, the white coaches are doing that. Of course they're doing that. And don't say that Dan Lanning didn't know anything about it. Of course he knows. Because those guys, they want to win at every cost. But they want to win, but they don't like the national attention that Deion is getting. They don't like the worldwide attention that Deion is getting. They don't like it. They don't like it. And Deion, I'm going to tell you something. I would let my son or my daughter go play for the guy. I would. Because I know that if they're not playing, it's their fault. I know that if something happened to them, they get hurt. I know that he's not going to risk their health any further by trying to make them play when they're not. I already know. I see it. His best player, Travis Hunter, was like, "Coach, I'm ready to go." Deion said, "No." That's all I needed right there as a parent. That's it. The man's a human. He's a humanitarian. And no, Coach Prime, he ain't perfect. God, he not perfect. This man is not a Messiah. He don't walk on water. But I tell you what, he giving hope to a whole lot of people. Even, you know what, even this man, this is crazy. Like, he's even inspired all the other sports at Colorado. Do you know that these other sports, they meet with Deion, they actually talk with him? I mean, you guys know that he even, say motivational speeches with them. And, this guy is accessible to the other athletes, inspiring them. He inspired the tennis team so much that the young ladies, some of them, they came to his office. They gave the man his own tennis rackets and said, "Hey, we'll be glad to give you tennis lessons once a week, And he accepted it. Deion was thankful, and it was funny, man. Deion Sanders he's one of these people that maybe once in a lifetime you'll experience, you'll see. They don't like the fact that this man's going to affect change. And you know what? Oh, these people are saying in their mind, I can't let this N-word take all the recruits. I can't let them do it. We can't. We got to do something. We got to do something. And so, of course, they formed a fraternity of coaches. Okay, that just don't like Deion, don't like what he's doing, don't want this man to succeed. But, people like Deion, they always find a way to win. They find a way to win. Men like Deion, they find a way to win. They find a way to get back up. I mean, this man got out the hospital. Matter of fact, when he was in the hospital, this man was still coaching while in the hospital, giving instructions. This man got out the hospital. He's supposed to be taking it easy. This man got up, got in a wheelchair, was rolling around in practice. Like, folks, you can't stop the heart of a champion. I remember the great Rudy Tomjanovich. He used to say that, the former head coach of the Houston Rockets. He used to always say, you can't stop the heart of a champion. You can't stop the heart of a champion. He used to say that every time. And, I'm sitting there like, yeah, like, why are you always saying that? And guess what? His Houston Rockets were champions. Hold on, guys. Let me put this seatbelt on. I know that's annoying, and I ride my seatbelt off so much, and I shouldn't do that, right? A lot of you dudes been telling me, Coach, man, put the seatbelt on in case you get in an accident. Okay, it's on now. But, yeah, he used to say you can't stop the heart of a champion. You can't stop that. Deion is a champion. He's a winner. He's a winner in the game of life. He's a winner in the game of life. Look, every coach in college football can collude against this guy. It don't matter. He's still going to find a way to win. They can give out all the video they want. They're going to find a way to win. They can give out as much video as you want, but see, you have to be able to stop it. Now, it's been rumors floating around that, Oregon had help preparing for Deion. But to be honest, Oregon didn't need help because many people, we didn't even expect Deion to beat Oregon. I mean, I said it'd be a tall order. I said he got a chance to win, but it's just unlikely. I said it's highly unlikely. So nobody really, Oregon never needed help. But see, Deion, the thought of him is so threatening that Oregon did everything they could because guess what? And Dan Lanning kind of said it. He said it and he let it slip out. He said, man, you can't take these guys lightly. Now, who would think that a team that you beat 42-6, Dan Lanning straight up said you can't take them lightly. He said, because when you take them lightly, that's when they start, their big playmakers begin to put points on the board and start embarrassing your team. See, Dan Lanning already admitted it, what we already knew. They're afraid of Deion. They're afraid because Deion is going to get the top recruits. Like, he's already got like a 5-star wide receiver already committed that's going to come to the University of Colorado. And you don't think, when he kept saying, I need to get my offensive line straight, oh, guess what he going to do? I guarantee you, every top offensive lineman, they're going to want to play for Deion. Every parent, they see how Deion conducts himself, they're going to want their kids there because they're going to feel like Deion will take care of my son. Deion will take care of my son. Okay, when I'm not there, he's going to make a right decision on behalf of me and my wife or whatever. He's going to make that decision. And folks, it's about race. I don't care what you say. Man, why you bringing race into it? Because it's about race. Come on, man. Come on. We know Deion, if Deion was a white guy, this wouldn't have went down. If Deion was a white guy, wouldn't nobody be colluding to have him lose. They celebrate this guy. They would celebrate him. Man, they be kissing the ground and Coach Prime walk on. We know this. We can't get around this. Of course we know it's about race. We know it's about race. You know it's about race. But you don't want it to be about race. But it is about race. It is about race. Come on, man. Come on. Let's cut it out. Let's really get down to the nits and pieces of it. It's about race. They don't want this N-word outperforming them. They don't want this N-word taking all the recruits. They don't want this N-word being covered. They can't stand the airtime. Our teams are better than his team. Why does he get all the airtime? Right? Why does this N-word get the airtime? Like, what has he done? Well, I tell you, Deion's going to always be a popular person. The man got, 2 Super Bowl rings? The man was like in the Hall of Fame. The man was the best corner to ever play the game. Like, they would put Deion on their best receiver, and he would shut him down. Because back in the day, Primetime had the best catch-up speed in the NFL. Like, this man could be, 5 yards away from a person, and he would run him down and shut him down and get the interception and get the pick. Like, quarterbacks, they were terrified to throw to Deion's side. And he would tell them, don't throw over here, because if you do, I'm embarrassed you. They wouldn't throw to that man's side. It's crazy, man. It's crazy right now that so many they still talk about Deion Sanders right now in today's game of how great of a cornerback he was. Like, Deion has had so much exposure, man, that these other coaches, they're not famous, and Deion is pretty much doing what he say. It's crazy. When he went to Jackson State, hey, he put so many spotlights on HBCUs. Put a lot of them, and guess what? Well, we can't have that. So we got to get him away from the HBCUs. We got to get him away because we can't have them schools thinking that they can do what we do and beat it. Nah. It's about race, y'all. It's always been about race. And to be honest, he's changing the landscape of Colorado. But I don't even think a lot of those people like Deion. I don't think they like him. I think they like the fact that he's able to bring and generate a lot of money, okay? They like that. They like the fact that this man can bring in money. Okay, they like the fact that, they're actually winning for a change. Okay, they like that. Me personally, I don't think it's Deion. I think some of the kids that are athletes, they really do appreciate what Deion doing. But these big wigs, they don't really like Deion. They like what Deion can do. It's about race. Dan Lanning, they're never going to like Deion. Matt Rule, they're never going to like Deion. They hate Deion. They despise this man. They despise this black man because he's able to generate a lot of attention in the college football world that they can't do. Deion is very, he's got a lot of fire. He's got charisma. I mean, this man he can talk. He's very well spoken. Okay, his words come out, and it's just, the words that come out of his mouth, they're powerful. Like, there's a lot of power in his words. And it's like, the words that Deion say, man, they penetrate your soul. And if Deion, I honestly believe, if Deion Sanders wasn't a football coach, he'd be a church pastor. He'd have a mega church. I mean, he could. If he wasn't a church pastor, if he wasn't a football coach, definitely be an AD. I can see every team at his university winning championships. Like, it's crazy what Deion Sanders' potential is, and they know his potential. They know what this man's going to do. That's why they're colluding against him. And that's that good old boy network, y'all. That's the good old boy network. You call your good old boy friends, and guess what y'all do? Y'all talk behind the scenes. Guys, it happens. Me being a coach for all these years. I can attest that this is what they do. When you winning, this is what they do. In the same discipline, I'm out here coaching. And there is, and I tell you what, my athletes were going to, meets, track meets, and they were just winning every track meet. Taking home first, second, and third. Now, there were people that would come to me, but a lot of the white people wouldn't come to me. They wouldn't come. Now, they would say, because I'm too intense, I'm this and that. But no, there are a lot of other coaches that are very intense, and they don't talk about them coaches. But I'm too intense. But we know what it is. Okay? Now, a white coach come along, and he do the same thing I do. Okay? Less effective, and charges 5 times as much. Don't get the same results, but they go to that coach. Why you think they go to that coach? They can't get results. Why you think they go? Now me, I'm over here, I can give you results. I can give you the results, okay? I'm not as expensive. I'm a little bit more popular, but why you think they won't come to me? I mean, it's not that hard, y'all. It's not that hard. They'll tell you, well, I'm too intense and I'm this, and they'll tell you all that, but that's a lie. They don't want to deal with me because, well, we know the obvious. But anyway, I think it's sad how they're going to collude against this guy to try to get him out of football. And that's what they're doing. Whether you like it or don't like it, that's the truth. That's what it is.